Well, here's Hawaii. One last look before I get on the plane and start heading over to Tennessee to join MTOI, Messianic Tour Observant Israel. And anyway, I just wanted to take one last little journal look at everything. And then I'm going to be hopping on the plane, landing in Las Vegas, hitchhiking down to Kingman. And from Kingman, I'm going to just start hopping the Freightliners and heading towards Tennessee. Anyway, see you soon. And here's all the gear I'm going to be taking on my trip. Everything's strung out because I hit everything with a flex spray to waterproof everything because I'm going in the middle of winter. So anyway, that's packing pretty light. Here I am in Henderson. This is Saturday night. I just ended my Shabbat up on the hill up here. Found a good spot to crash out. Here's a skate park on one side. This is all Henderson. You can't see Las Vegas, but this is Henderson. And this is my view. So I stayed Thursday night, Friday night, started my Shabbat. Saturday, watching MTOI, and then reading my Bible for the whole day. It was a beautiful time. I'll film a little of this in the morning so you can see. Let me see if I zoom in. There's a park down there. See? Park on one side, and over here on the other side, a skate park. This is my view. It's great. I had an outlet to charge my stuff up. I had a gas station right there, the Arco, right there, to get my coffee. and really nice spot. Just me and my Abba. Spent all day with Joshua and Yahweh and me. Anyway, I'll show you it in the morning. Hasta la night. Shalom and good morning, everybody. This is Monday morning, and just doing a little bit of a video log. Just waking up. Woke up around 6:30. It's probably what? It's a little past 7:15. Just watched the weather, go to the Christian news broadcast, see what's going on over there in Israel. Anyway, I'm not real good at doing the video journal, but if you can see, I'm just kind of waking up right here. My little campground, not too far from the road over there. Right now I'm in Boulder City, and it's almost been a week now. I haven't gotten really far from Las Vegas. First few days I didn't really keep a video journal, but I'll try and be a little. I'm not a big media hound. I'd never film. I tried to at one time. Was gonna start videotaping my travels and stuff. Had all this camera equipment, the tripod, the underwater waterproof camera, all this stuff, and simplicity's better. I ended up losing that gear. That was in my drinking days. Thank God those are behind me. Thank you, Abba. But anyway, so I'll try and be a little more persistent, even if it's just a journal for myself to look back and reminisce once in a while. This is my journey, well, let me just tell you where I'm coming from right now. I'm coming from Hawaii. I was in Hawaii. Abba kind of disturbed my shalom and pulled me out of church right around December and stuff. I started having issues. I actually started with Halloween, going, should Christians celebrate, Halloween? Or can we? What is right, what is wrong? And that's a big no. But then from there, I started getting into other holidays and stuff, and I ended up running into, that was around Thanksgiving, I ended up running into the Hebrew Roots movement. And I was kind of going to two churches, Hope Chapel on Maui, another spot in Kailui, the island of Maui, on Sundays, Hope Chapel on Saturdays, Bible studies on Thursdays, that's Bible classes on Thursdays. I also had a Bible study out of the King James. I was kind of in King James onlyism, I turned my whole life from theo-evolutionalist to creationalist, liberal to more conservative, although I'm not Republican or Democrat. I stay away from the politics. I like to keep in touch with what's going on, but I'm not worried because everything is going to come to pass. I mean, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse, but that's the coming of the Lord. That's the coming of our Messiah. I still have this Christianese in my vocabulary that I'm trying to get rid of. No big deal. Christianese is fine for some people, not fine for me anymore. Once Abba opened my eyes, I realized I need to find my brothers and sisters, and I found them in MTOI, which is Messianic Torah Observant Israel. So I realized that I needed to be more Torah observant. Not more, I need to be Torah observant. And I really found Abba and Yoshia and my brother, my big brother and my father. And anyway, this is my pilgrimage. This is only the first month of the year. The 21st, I do believe. Landed in Las Vegas, got out, ended up in Henderson. That was on Tuesday. Stayed the night, realized it way too cold. I was already go, but I realized Abba was like, no, slow down. You have plenty of time before April, before Passover. And so I decided, well, I'll go ahead and slow down. I found there was, from Google Maps is excellent. Found a big 5. Went and got a sleeping bag right here. 0 to 5 degrees comfort level. Although I still need to acclimate to the colder weather. Right now I'm on the tail end of Jacob. And where I'm at in Nevada down to Arizona is good weather. Once you start hitting New Mexico onto Texas, that's the wall. You know, everything's getting stopped at the Sierra Nevada and not going any farther east. And then everything's restarting up. The cold dip's coming down and hitting Texas and New Mexico. So I'm kind of like stuck right here. That obviously Abba doesn't want me to go any farther. But anyway, so I ended up doing my Shabbat, my Sabbath, up on the hill. Stayed Thursday night, woke up in the morning. Friday is my day of preparation, picking up food, and then I have my my Shabbat Shalom with MTOI online, my little gathering, and then I read the Bible for the rest of the day on Saturdays. And Sunday, I tried to pick up tickets for what was called, Flix bus system. First one I missed as soon as I was getting off the city bus. It was taking off, so I missed that one. So that was one. Luckily, the tickets were only $6, so I threw that ticket away, got another one for 1 o'clock, but it was in a different location, and dummy me, I didn't check. So anyway, I missed that one. Obviously, Abba had different plans. So I found out the city bus went all the way to Boulder, stayed here, got off the bus. Police officers really nice. They said, man, just crash out in the desert wherever you can. Found a little spot as the sun was going down. I don't have real good night vision, so I just went ahead and pulled up my little spot right here. You see, got my blanket, had my sleeping bag. You know, very low key. The road's right over here. You know, but I checked Google Maps, and right on the other side of this hill, right over this way, is a rest area. So there's a toilet, benches. I can sit and read my Bible, do my 5 chapters in the morning, start my day with my father, my big brother, Yeshua, my Messiah, my soon coming King. And there's a truck stop just a little farther down on the left. What the beauty is I'm going to try and get down to Kingman. So from here, I'm going to try and hitchhike at least down to Kingman. In Kingman, there's the 40. The 40 runs all the way out to Knoxville. Knoxville is right above, that's Illinois, or Tennessee, Tennessee. And my goal to get to MTOI, which is going to be my soon coming family and the congregation and the people I meet with, because Rabbi Steve Berkson, he puts it how it is. He doesn't mess around. He gives equal time to the Old Testament, New Testament, and his teachings I've been keeping up with, and that's who I was looking for. I'm looking for not a preacher, not a pastor, one that just cherry picks the Bible and makes you feel good and, you know, once saved, always saved. None of that. None of that. Just how it is. How are we supposed to be better people? How are we supposed to be forever children of our Father and our brother, our soon coming King? How do we all live together? If we're going to live together forever, how do we become those people? So anyway, this is my Pilgrim's Progress. I'm planning on filming it more often, every day. Just kind of, even if it's just a personal video log for myself. At least I can look back on it and say, oh yeah, I remember that. And you know, all my years of travel and being a hobo, and I really wish I would have something to look back on. Well, this is it. And from here I'm going to go down to Kingman. 40 runs to Knoxville if I want to hitchhike. The train runs through too. That's the train that will run through Flagstaff, Williams, Flagstaff, out to Helen. I've caught that line before, which is below Albuquerque, New Mexico. So it goes Gallup, Helen, and actually I've never gone past that going eastbound. But I do know it runs out all the way out to Kansas City. Oh no, that's the line above it, right? It should run out to... Anyway, I'll figure out where it runs from there. Most likely I'm going to be hopping the train, so we're going to have plenty of film coming from the train. And maybe not a lot of audio, because trains can get loud. But they are the nicest ride there is. But then again, I just have to watch the storm, and I'm going to be coming up to behind the storm as it clears out through the rest of this week. Every week, I have to do my Shabbat, my Sabbath, prepare on Friday, find a spot to sit and just enjoy it with my Abba. Even if the weather's too bad, I'll be doing hotel rooms. And I turn my devices off, so no filming on those days. But anyway, everybody, hasta la bye-bye, and peace and shalom to all. Loving kisses, little kisses. Well, here I am at the rest stop, but it's all closed down. I guess they're doing reconstruction on it, so I can't use the restrooms up there. I found a hole in the fence. Not a hole in the fence, it was actually an opening, so I wasn't sure. I was coming up the backside. So it's not a bad little restaurant, and it's just a toilet and some benches, but it'd be nice to sit here. I don't want to sit here too long, because, well, I just don't want to sit too long, because, well, I might be trespassing if they're closed. So I'll just walk out the same hole in the fence. There should be, right down this way, there's like a truck stop, so I'll go there. Maybe I can hitchhike out. I was going to sit and read my Bible, my 5 chapters, but Abba knows, at least I put that one day, my Saturday, my Sabbath, my Shabbat, to the side just for that day's between me and the Father and the Son. You know, it's my day to show him how much I love him. And anyway, so I'm gonna go down there. I got to take a massive number 2. Sorry, but I don't want to hang out right here too long. I don't. I've gone a long ways in my life where I don't like to trespass, don't like to do anything anymore that might be, you want to respect authority and just live a good life. So anyway, I'll check in later. Hasta la bye-bye. Hello. Again, I'm on the River Mountains Loop Trail. Just doing an update. I'm walking on this trail. Decided to stop hitchhiking for a second. Well, I haven't really hitchhiked. But anyway, I'm just saying peace and love to everybody. I don't know if I should do signs like that. But anyway, just doing an update. Adios. And here's the beautiful place I'm in. The Great Mountains. A little residential. This is Boulder City. This is day 6 of my journeys. I haven't really made it far, but I'm taking it nice and slow. I'm on the River Mountain Loop Trail, and I decided to walk instead of hitchhike, and I'm going that way, over that way. Anyway, it's beautiful out here. Nice weather too, not too many clouds. Just a panoramic going around. Still at Hoover Dam. Sun's going down. Goes down early around here, around 4 or something, 4:45. A little bit earlier than Hawaii. About an hour. That's it. Well, here I am at Hoover Dam. It's still, what, day 6 of my travels. So I spent the night here, up the street, up the freeway. Doesn't seem like anybody's gonna be picking me up. So I'm looking for a spot to camp. And I came up here. See, there's the casino. I'm trying to hitchhike out right down there. But I might go ahead and sleep. And then, but not here because that's too much rocks that could fall down on me. I came up here because there's a little access road right there. The power lines right behind me. So anyway, I'm probably gonna go down a ways and find a spot just to crash out. Get up early tomorrow and, well, start hitchhiking. See if I can get down to Kingman. Anyway, just doing a update. So tomorrow is another day. Up early and out. Alright, bye-bye. This is day number 7 since I've left Hawaii, but technically only day 6 on the mainland. I'm still here over in Hoover Dam. Just getting ready to hitchhike. It's 10:20 right now. It's a little late to start, but I've been watching the traffic right here behind me, and I'm on a big old ridge, if you can see. See, big old ridge. But traffic, no good. Really, really, really slow. So I've been watching the weather. I think the new system's called Kate, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to really get out of Arizona until it starts warming up, probably after next week's Shabbat. After next Saturday, I'm going to have to hunker down somewhere for a little while, read my Bible. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. I'm not really in a big hurry to go anywhere. I mean, you can obviously see I have a lot of open desert. There's a store way down that way. Not that way. I mean, 4 miles or so. But since I'm going that way, I don't really want to backtrack. Anyway, I'm gonna get out there, hitchhike, see if someone picks me up. It's a pretty good spot. It's all up Hobo. Right now, it looks like on the mainland, especially around Tennessee where I'm going, to join the community over there, MTOI. I've been watching your guys' weather. You're gonna get a cold front with Kate, and you're gonna get bombarded with ice or rain, which is probably frozen rain. But yeah, I don't really want to go through that. I don't mind snow. Everything's dry. But freezing rain, no. Freezing rain with the wind chill factors and just whipping up, that's hypothermia, and I almost had it a few times being at the base of Donner's Pass over in Colfax, doing a winter in a tent there. And anyway, I'll just stick out my thumb, see what happens, head towards Kingman. There's the railroad that goes through there, like I said, and I can always catch the Freightliner, so I'll have to be at the bottom in the back of a grainer or a box car. No gondolas or anything like that. Those are the open. Nah. Yeah, I've been in the back of one of those once and it was raining and it's no good. So I'm just gonna have to make sure I get a dry space. And I do have my blanket and my sleeping bag, so I should stay dry enough as long as I have my tarp stayed. dry. My sleeping bag to stay warm, so I should be okay. It sprinkled a little last night, but the temperatures are really nice here in Arizona, Nevada, Arizona border. So anyway, that's the update. That's my video journal. Hasta luego. Bye-bye. Good morning. This is day 9. Just doing a video update. I'm still here in, well, Lake Mead, out by the Hoover Dam. I decided yesterday I'm just going to stay here. I've been watching the weather system with Cade. Yeah, weather system Cade, and it's a slow-moving weather system, so I'm just going to stay here since the weather's nice. Gets a little cold at night, but all in all, well, look, it's beautiful. And Abba's really giving me a nice, safe place to be here. There is a casino you can see up on the ridge up there. Somewhere here, yeah, there. They have a restaurant, but they serve ham, and I'm afraid about getting cross-contamination of any type of tomato food, any type of non-Levitical diet, you know, cross-contamination. I'm not talking about diseases. I'm just talking about I don't want to eat anything unclean or anything that's touched anything unclean. So I walked down the freeway that way. About 4 miles is an Albertson. Spent all day yesterday picking up top ramens and different things like that, and any type of clean food, just so I could sit for the next few days out here in the desert. I mean, I do have bathrooms. You can see right behind me there's bathrooms. There's a visitor center. Right now I am staying out, let's see, over that way somewhere, but all along the desert this way, just open, no houses or anything. I could just walk up there and camp, as long as I have a spot for my Shabbat on Saturday, Friday night, Saturday. Then maybe start hitchhiking on Sunday. I'm not in a big hurry to go face. I know as soon as I get to Kingman, the railroad line runs down there, so I think Abba's just holding me here so I don't have temptation to jump onto any of the trains and hit that storm system, because that storm system seems to be sitting a really cold area sitting on New Mexico and Texas, but the whole area over there in Tennessee and stuff just get wiped out with rain, freezing rain and stuff, and I'm not really into that. I'm going to go ahead and just wait till towards the end of this month when I do have more money. That way, if I get moving and I end up having to do the hotel room, especially for Shabbat, I can tarp up and stuff and do a few miserable nights. But when it comes down to Friday sunset to Saturday sunset, I would want a hotel room for Friday and Saturday at least. That way I can sit comfortably, eat clean food from the supermarket, and excuse me, camera. Eat clean food from the supermarket, which, since I've changed my diet, I've noticed I do a lot more shopping at the supermarket. Pretty well eliminated all the fast foods because they serve some type of pork, and I know they use the same griddle and stuff like that. And even if they don't use the same griddle, they still wipe it down with the same rag, and so wet rag, and it's just easier to buy my food. I could choose it from the grocery store, stock up, come out here in the desert. No one's bothering me. No one cares that I'm out here. No one even knows I'm out here. So just do the hermit thing for a little bit. Go from a beach bum in Hawaii to a desert rat in Nevada, Arizona. Nevada/Arizona. But anyway, I'm just going to sit, enjoy it today, watch some YouTube, watch Rabbi Berkson on MTOI, maybe 119 Ministry. I like them too. I stick mostly with MTOI just so I stick with one teacher and not spread myself out over multiple. So I have about 3 main teachers I like to watch. They all seem to be down the same boat, but Rabbi Steve Berkson is number 1, and I put his opinions, which he doesn't really have opinions. He reads them straight from the Bible. He's definitely a Berean, and yeah. So I changed my thinking to fit his thinking. That's how you have to kind of submit to a teacher. When you have a teacher that you're under, you can't argue, you can't go in with opinions. I've had to change my whole view and philosophy about everything, from theo-evolutionists to creationalists, from liberal, pro this, pro that, abortions and, women's rights. And I was down a really bad street. But Abba was like, that is not me. And he brought me to the Son, and the Son brought me to the Father. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy this. Today's only Thursday, so I still got Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning, probably hitchhiking. And so if I don't put a lot of video, like I don't think I did a video for yesterday, even though this is a personal log, a personal video journal, I'll try and start doing it. My chip is a nice, I can fit a lot on this chip. So anyway, it's 128 gig or whatever. Anyway, so goodbye. Shalom. There's a coyote right there. See? I'm just making sure he doesn't get into my stuff over here. But where is he? There he is. He's cool. I seen about 5 of them hunting earlier. I guess he must be one of them coming back, broke away from the pack. Maybe he's just another one wandering. There are full-size coyotes out here. The one I ran into the other night was a lot smaller. But they're cool. They're like small dogs. They can get up to full-size dogs, though. One of them must have been the alpha I saw. He was like a full-size dog. Anyway, he's heading around my stuff. He's giving me plenty of berth. But it's just cool. There's a lot of coyotes out here. I've seen some of their scat. You can tell because of the rabbit fur that's in it. Plenty of rabbit for them to eat out here. And anyway, my little companions at night, I don't mind them at all. They're not bad animals. Anyway. It's Thursday. I'm just out here still over at the Hoover Dam on the Nevada side. I just had to film this. This is, what is it, 4:40 right now. Sun's going down. It goes down really early. So beautiful. I just wanted to give you a little look of this whole area. Let me get a good foothold. Just give a nice film all the way around. You can see plenty of spots to sleep out here, but I just had to slow down and enjoy what Father has given me. Look at that beauty, 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 beauty. And the weather's great too. I'm not in a big hurry to get down there into this storm. Morning, or actually it's about 11 o'clock. This is, what is it, the 27th, so day 13 on my journeys here, still at Lake Mead. Traffic is no good. I'm here at the Allen Bible Visitor Center, and anyway, yeah, so I had a good night's sleep. It's been staying warm. I'm probably gonna have to go back because if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, way behind me, that's the freeway, and there's just no traffic. to get out of here. So I'm gonna head back to Boulder City, hop on the bus, go back to Hidden Falls over in Henderson, probably stay a night there, get up and catch the Flixbus again. The Flixbus is only like $8, I think, to get down to Boulder. I'll do that tomorrow, and it's nice out here.
How you doing?
Pretty good, just doing a video log. How you doing, brother?
Great.
But anyway, and to the Boulder, and then I'll probably from there gear up, rain gear, a few things like that, life straw, just in case, before I start heading. 3,000 miles ahead of me, and about everything behind me. So Abba leads the way and I follow. Anyway, that's my video update, and shalom, brothers. February 2nd, shadow, train stopped. It's going to be 70 mile per hour gusts tonight, and then everything's going to drop really cold. So we're going to hook another road dog. He's going to Sedona. There's a train, but it's going that way. It's going west coast. And anyway, so we're going to hunt down here on the bridge for a little bit. And I haven't checked in. Just did Shabbat in a hotel room for Friday night, Saturday night. And then I'm going to see after a few days if one of those trains, if it's still days this week. But anyway, that's still driving West Coast. So I'm going to probably head depending on what the weather's like. For like 3-4 days. So there's my video. Bye bye. Hey, this is the 9th, February 9th. I'm just doing a video log update. I'm still in Kingman. I had to hunker down under the bridge there for a bit. And anyway, the weather's really bad. We already have another one right after Cade that came in. So what I'm gonna do is I've been a week and a half in this town. Yeah, a week and a half. So I paid for a ticket for Amtrak. I'm just gonna take Amtrak over. I'm gonna go all the way up to Chicago on Amtrak, and then from there I get on an Amtrak bus all the way down to Memphis. And then Memphis, I'm gonna hitchhike. And Memphis is getting hit pretty hard with the storm. So anyway, I was gonna be with me the whole way. I'm not worried about it. So this is just a video update. I haven't done anything in about, I don't know, a few days and stuff. I'm getting a little more lazy when it comes to video updates. But right now I'm in a nice little park. You see? Pretty nice little park. Train tracks over there. I got all day. My bus doesn't take off till, my train, Amtrak didn't take off till 2:30 in the morning. It gets to Chicago, I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be 2 days travel all the way to Chicago, and then on the bus all the way down with about a 3.5 hour layover. Anyway, I'll try and do more video updates, just video logs and stuff like that. But I figured instead of just trying to press through the storm and, it was $290 for the ticket. I figured I'd end up spending $290 just on hotel rooms and stuff like that, you know, because I've been getting every Shabbat. I've been getting a room for Friday, Saturday. That way I can sit, read my Bible, spend my time with Abba, and just enjoy myself. And anyway, I did end up meeting another traveler. He had a little dog. We hung out for the week and a half. So I actually had some, that's why I didn't really make any video logs. But that was kind of nice because I kind of had an empty spot, feeling lonely and whatnot, not knowing to talk to. I really haven't talked to hardly anybody since, well, at least a good year. But it's been a little longer than that, you know, being a traveler, being a hobo and homeless and stuff like that. But that's how it is. You meet everybody on passing. And I have Abba, and you know, I have Yoshia. And me makes the three of us, but sometimes it's nice just to have a companion to talk to and stuff like that. And so it was, and I kind of reached out to Abba and told him I was feeling lonely. He knew my heart that I was lonely, so he decided to give me someone to talk to for a week. But it was nice. He was a cool dude, not too crazy, you know, which is it's a good thing. We're all a little crazy living this way. But anyway, that's my video update. And this is the park I'm in. See. Alright, bye. Adios. Video log. Just woke up going through the petrified forest and it's like 7:30 in the morning. I got a few hours sleep. I caught the Amtrak at 2:30. Or say more like 2:45. They showed up late. But anyway, instead of doing the whole hassle trying to come out here, all this, you can see it. I just decided to jump on Amtrak, which is a better decision. So, anyway, going through this first video log of the day. Okay, here we go. I caught the very tail end of the petrified forest, but so I should be coming up to Albuquerque, and then I got a long, long trip. You know, I only got a few hours sleep. Anyway, also in the week and a half that I didn't do any video logs, so I was mostly just sleeping under a bridge. 2 Shabbats I was in Kingman. Both those at a hotel. It was nice. But I'm anxious to get down to MTOI. Start a new life, a new congregation. Anyway. Bye. This is Lammy, New Mexico. It's pretty cool. Small little town though. There's the train I'm on. Let's do a quick pan. That's cool. This is Las Vegas, New Mexico, just doing a drive-through. No stop, no smoke break. But I figured I'll just start filming some of these. This is not really that bad of a town. Nothing on this side though. Very small town. This is Raton, top of New Mexico. This is actually a nice little small town too. We only got about 5 minutes for a cigarette from stepping out. Recording it. It's snowing a little bit, so that's nice. Yeah, a little bit of snow. There we go.
Precipitation in months.
Now leaving Raton, Nevada. I mean, New Mexico. Leaving Kansas City. 7:30. Leaving Kansas City. Another morning. Just outside of Kansas City. Beautiful little spot. Fort Madison, Illinois. This is Galesburg, Illinois. $12:45 in the morning, or midday. Mendona. Five till 2. Mendona leaving. This is Naperville, coming into Chicago pretty soon, next few minutes. I'm gonna have a 3-hour layover before I catch the bus, but I will end up in Chicago Union Plaza and try and take some pictures of it when I get there. And anyway, still got a long ways to go.
Hello everyone, this is Timothy in the Cafe Lounge. The Cafe Lounge and the observation car is now closed. It's time now we ask that you go back to your seat so we can get the cafe and the observation car cleaned for our arrival into Chicago. It was a pleasure and honor in serving all of you guys. Thank you for traveling with Amtrak and have a very nice day.
Tonight's meeting of the destination every record, train found on the platform. They can make multiple trips in and out of the station.
Going into Chicago.
Appreciate your business like a day for travel Amtrak. Chicago Union Station next and final station stop in about 12 minutes.
Near Chicago. Hello, shalom everybody. This is just Passover. I'm just doing, well, if anything, this would be just a note for me. I'm actually heading to my tent so you can see where I'm going, and I'm going to be celebrating Passover pretty soon. So I'm just doing a video log for myself with a little journaling. Usually don't do these things. So anyway, this is where I'm at. My little gate. Anyway, I found this beautiful place right here. Believe it or not, it's a really nice spot. I'm overlooking, I don't think I've filmed any of this yet. I found a spot way back here between the pine trees. And believe it or not, when I first got into town, down here, all the way across is a road, and then right on the other side of that is is the campground I was in. So anyway, this is my teepee tent, and I spent all day today cooking flatbread, or not flatbread, unleavened bread, trying to learn that. I couldn't find any lamb, but that's no problem. For my Passover meal, I got right there, got the big old piece of steak, got my bitter herbs, which is, let's see, here. Oh, those are my cooked onions for the side. Got my meat, tomatoes, flatbread right here. Got parsley, lettuce, horseradish, grape juice in the back, olive oil, of course, jalapenos, garlic, everything. And anyway, I cleaned up everything, and this is going to be my very first Passover. And I'm kind of just winging it because I've never done one before, and I was paid to actually go up to a spot, Ridgecrest, for Passover, but the coronavirus hit. So everybody's got to stay at home and stuff like this. So everybody got refunded their money. So I'm just figuring it out. But luckily, I have a great Rabbi Steve Berkson, wonderful teacher, wonderful rabbi. And I've just been refreshing myself on his last one he did for Passover and how to celebrate it while this virus is going on. So anyway, If anybody's up watching this, love you guys. If not, it'll just be a video log for me. Alright. One last look. See, that's right over here. I'll go, might as well walk around a little. Back here, a little washing station. This is where I usually do my laundry. See, I got one thing hanging up. Got some water there just in case I need to wash my hands. And behind this little thing I made, just, you know, little, to keep it a little. See, that's my washing station. So I can do laundry, and that's my garbage. I'll take that out later. With that 5-gallon bucket, which is a lifesaver, I can do laundry and take my shower. I'll take my shower usually right here so I can hang up whatever I need up here. I just washed that. I don't think that's going to get dry anytime soon. Yeah, it's still wet. And I am actually tucked behind. I'm not sure if you can see these. They're like 2 abandoned trucks right here. There's absolutely nothing out here. Obviously, the road is over here, the freeway, but there's this whole area all the way there and all the way back. Just no one's back there. Those are abandoned, but they make good wind blocks and whatever else. Anyway, I'm probably gonna turn this off pretty soon. Just want to use a see kind of where I'm at. Maybe I'll start doing more filming. And thank goodness I got this teepee tent. This teepee tent is wonderful. It's bulging out a little in the back just because I have my stuff pushed back. It's 7-person, $50 over at Walmart. And I had to say, I'm so happy I got this one comparably, especially tonight. It's supposed to be raining. And obviously you can see I have, that's behind there is my clothing and stuff like this. Right now I got the meal. Got a lot of food. A lot of food. This thing right over here is actually filled with food. Those are my vitamins. Now that this is going around, I went ahead and spent $400 right there. I spent $400 on vitamins, clothing for Passover. Although it's just me and Abba, me and Yah, I still, you know, and Yoshia, big brother, dad, and me. So it's the family Passover. Anyway, hasta la bye-bye. Rock. Evening, Self. This is a video log. I haven't done one in a long time. It's about the middle of May. It's Thursday. Tomorrow I'll get ready for Shabbat. It looks like we're coming off, just starting to get back to normal. Everything's starting to open. I'm not sure if you my wash. Hang on a second. Let me do a little walk around and I'll show you everything in my camp. But anyway, I haven't done a video log in a while, and I just wanted to touch base. Everything's starting to roll again. I'm waiting on an e-bike to come in the mail. It was about $700 and something after tax. I figured out actually how to get it shipped to Walmart, which was crazy. It was like it's called a Hyper Radster or something like that. This big old mountain bike style, almost borderline motorcycle. It's supposed to go up to 27 miles an hour, and I think there's a hack. I can actually get faster than that. I'm not sure. We'll find out when it comes here. But that's to top it off, because now I got my, you can see behind me right here, I got my teepee tent and my washroom and quite a few things. I'll flip the camera around so everybody, you can see everything. Alright, back to where I started. This is my washroom right here. So that's my bucket right now. I'm actually doing laundry. And I'll just kind of give you a little look. See, I'm doing my laundry, and in there right now, I got some laundry. So this is also where I took a shower this morning. See my little shower pad. There's where I wash up. I got my hand washer. And here's the hand washing. A bottle that's easier to carry. I mean, to hold when pouring out. Soap. And the pennies are for washing the inside of my bottle. Right behind here is where I had my water. But from this side, you can't really see it, because I made it camouflage. Here's my tent. This is actually a teepee tent. Very nice one. $50 over at Walmart. It says it fits 7 people. You can kind of see inside right there. I just bought that bed. It's a nice blow-up mattress. Yesterday. Anyway, I can walk around. And here's my bench. It's actually dug in. I'm not sure if you can see that. It is dug into the hillside with a flat log. I'm not sure if that really comes up on camera. That's nice and flat. Flat rock. Oops, I know, I'm probably spinning way too fast. But here's a fence I'm working on. Just because I'm not sure if it picks up on camera. Well, you can't really see it, but down that way, down the hill, the KOA's like right there. Here's a road that goes by. But I've walked all the way. This is my entrance right here. Straight this way. It goes down a road right along here. And there's a main road that comes along this way. So this is just a little extra, what'd you say? I have it tied off from tree to tree, down here, from tree to tree, then actually right here, tree to tree, and all the sticks. It's just for actually more camouflage. So from down at the bottom, looking up, it just looks like more trees. But my tent, swinging around, I'm not even showing, my tent here is white. My teepee is white. So maybe from, I'd say about mid-size up can still be seen if you look real hard from down there. But I think we had a shoplifter. I'm going to just walk. We had a shoplifter hiding somewhere up here. And this whole bottom section down here was just cops. I could see them because of their blue light flashing. They're along the main road right here, and but they couldn't see me. And that's only like, I don't know, let's see, 100 feet away? I mean, that's not that far. Not even 100 feet. Now that I look at the road, as the crows fly, about 50 feet. But anyway, I'm just going to do a little walk around. Made a little trail here, because when it rains, it gets a little puddly there. And I do need this little walk over here. The only reason I'm bringing you out here is to show that I'm actually behind a bunch of little hills. These are like dirt piles, but underneath all the dirt, I think it's actually rubble, cement, and stuff from old buildings that broke down. They broke apart. This is my toilet. You can see over here I got my digger, and dig a hole, bury it, burn the toilet paper, because it tells you in the Bible if you're gonna take a dump in your camp, you got to bury your poop. And that's a Torah commandment, so I'm following that. I had went and picked up the spade, because I did eventually locate it. It does tell you to bury your poop in the Bible, because Yahweh walks through your camp and he doesn't want to step in your poop. It means it's a holy spot if he's there. If you think that the Lord's with you, bury your poop. Because if he's around you, he doesn't want to see your poop. Anyway, I bury it, burn it, put rocks on top of it. The rocks are just basically so I know where I buried it, so I never re-dig up that area. At least not until I make it all the way around and then back. So that'll be a while. And this is beautiful out here. Father gave me such a beautiful spot. And I really haven't done much to show. So anyway, I know I'm not the best cameraman. I don't usually film. So there is this little lip. That's as big as it is. I don't know if this used to be a road a long time ago. If it was a long time ago because there's trees growing up in the middle of it. And then down there is a hill. Yeah, we're about 3 stories high. And there's a main road there, but I'm so hidden. This behind these hills is just a big old field. I mean, just a huge field. You can kind of walk down this way a little. I got a big enough chip. Let me see if I can show you. See, so if there was a road here at one time, this is how long ago it was. See how big it is? I did have a local once tell me over there at the pilot, show you what the field looks like. Over at the pilot that they had a bunch of prisoners out here cleaning this all up. And that's true, that's great. That means it's the city. And see, this is all my property. I am the only person back here. This is what Abba Yah gave to me. Let me stay here. I checked out who owned it. I'm actually on borderline, this little section right here. I'm actually sitting right on the borderline of Cleveland, Tennessee. So that would be, I can't remember what the county is. But, and then KOA, which is right across the road, over that way, is a different county, believe it or not. I guess Chattanooga, maybe? Maybe it's Chattanooga County? Whatever county. But I think we're still considered Chattanooga. Anyway, I'm rambling. Anyway, that's my beautiful spot. As you can see, coming up to my tent. Now, I do highly recommend, so if you... Well, you know what? That's all right. This is my tent. Yeah, it's kind of amazing how Abba, Father, has brought me here and showered me with abundance of grace and beauty that He is. That He's taking care of me. I mean, this is something I immediately found after coming out of the KOA, is this beautiful spot right here. And, you know, keeping a clean camp. I mean, of course, my clothing is hanging up right there. But, I mean, everything's so hidden. Now, I'm not sure if it picks up. Where? That's my washroom. I just want to show you something. My washroom. These are 2 trucks on the other side of the bushes. Now, when the cops are out here looking for whoever did the shoplifting over at they didn't see me. So this actually works. These are abandoned 2 big old flatbed trucks. Inside is just garbage, mostly in one. So if a tornado comes by, and believe it or not, the tornado landed right over there. I mean, about 6 miles from here, which is a little too close for me. I've never been around a tornado. Next time, I'm going to run to the back of this. One of them is cleaning up. You know, these work as a windbreak. All these little hills right here, these are all windbreaks. All the trees are windbreaks. But I'm more or less worried if a tree comes down onto me, or debris flying around and landing on me. And so that's what those trailers are good for. Or if I need to get up and move, I can collapse everything, put them in those trailers until I can come back and access everything. But once I have my bike, you know, it's just come on back here. I go out this way, down. There's the main road. See, kind of see that car just went by. See if you can kind of see through there. If you look right there, that's the road. Anyway, yeah, so I can get on the road and straight down this way and anyway, let me just walk my trail a little, kind of. This is just a little fence I put up. It's just to keep the dot. There's, I think, from the tracks, there's definitely deer out here. White-tailed deer. It's one of my sitting rocks. So those just kind of keep back the deer. I think there's a bobcat out here too, because I was checking out the scat, and the scat was tapered at the end. Or coyote, I don't think it's tapered, it's just rounded. But we have coyotes out here too, or wild dog. I can tell from the footprints, had claw marks. Cats don't walk around with their claws out. They retract. So, but I did talk to someone that did camp out here. She's traveling through, and she said she saw a fuzzy little face looking back at her. So, a bobcat. Anyway, this is a long one. So, here's the freeway. Yeah, I'm really close to civilization. There's actually a road right here. I can go down this way. Let me just go ahead. I'll just walk out so you can see what I'm talking about. This shows how close I am to everything. What I'll do is I'll film all this on the way back in a separate video so it doesn't get too long. Beautiful, Father. Thank you so much. All right. That's my antenna to my television. Just joking. Anyway, there's the road. It's thrown over. And that's the one goes down. Anyway, bye-bye. Anyway, that's my house. So, hasta luego, bye. Sukkot 2020 tent. MTOI.
Video check.
Hey, what's up? It's me. It's probably a year later since I did it. I think one of my last videos was during Pesach last year. And, well, Pesach's coming up again. And I was going over some of my videos the other day just to see where I came from, you know. It's been really a blessed year. Father has really actually taken care of me. This has been a beautiful camp. I haven't moved at all, so going over the videos and stuff, I was like, hey, you know, these are my personal
little logs and video logs and stuff like that. And I really enjoy watching them. You know, I'm not here to put them out for anybody or anything, but it's just a personal log. And I wish I would have been more adamant about actually doing daily posts and stuff. There, I'll walk so you can kind of see my surroundings. I'm talking to myself, but yeah, it's beautiful. It's still the same spot I'm at. This is my tent. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Perfect, in focus. And you remember when I think last time I had the teepee. But that was really good tent for like let's say $58 at Walmart. So I mean, even though I'm not a real big fan of Ozark Trail's crappy product, this one I bought with my second tithing. So with my second tithing builds up when you don't have a lot of overhang, you know, bills and different things like that. And anyway, so this is actually the Coleman. Okay, this is the Coleman Instacabin. So it takes less than a minute to set up. You pull it out of the, you know, the little sleeve it comes in, and then pull the four legs apart, and it pops up. But since it's winter, I got my seats. These are actually made out of paracord. I just got the funny idea that I'd make them out of paracord. You have to remove the inside strands on them. Otherwise, it's just way too fat. So this is actually just the outside sheathing from the paracord. Blue, white, get it from Walmart. I mean, they're still fairly big. I wouldn't want to wear them, but they make great. I have them on all four sides of my camp here. See. So this is one tarp. This is the 10 by 20. My tent itself, let's see, my tent itself is got these legs right here. These four legs are the outer frame of the tent, so it can actually, which is metal, and so it supports the weight of these tents. I wouldn't be able to do this with the other tent. It would have just collapsed. So since my tent is actually 9 deep by 10 wide, 9 by 10 wide, so 10 foot by 20 foot. If you can see around on the corners, it does make it all the way to the ground, where I can pin it in with rocks, stuff like that. But it leaves the backs open and exposed. So I have another one, which is a different type of Walmart. It's double brown, light brown on the inside, dark brown on the outside. I like it better. I think it's a better made tent than the Ozark Trail one. But it is only 16 by 10. 16 by 10, so you're coming up short 4 feet. So I draped it all the way down to the ground here. Okay, pinned it in with nice big old stake pins. Sorry, I know. With my other seats right there. Trying to give you. And 10 by 20, I got actually tied all the way across to my little, right here, side, tied off near the side of the tree. This is hanging, but I really don't need it because notice all the sticks on the other side. That's more or less, I mean, it stops the animals from coming through, which is good because at night you can't really distinguish the difference between, well, you kind of can, but you know, a deer sounds like a bear. And even though it's just a deer, so this is what it looks like from the other side. Now, if you get down far enough, there is the road right down here. See? So I gotta hide myself a little bit. And I'm only down about 10 feet. I'm right in front of it. See how hard? I mean, I'm right in front of it. It's way harder to see. You can kind of get the outline, but you'd have to be right up on it. A few feet more down this way, you can't see it at all. So that's been handy actually being this close to the road, because I still had to go way over here and down this road here, which is an old access road. Where's my hand? There it is. And when it starts muddying out and raining, Tennessee has a clay about 6 inches down maybe, and if even that, and once it gets saturated, it plugs up, and then everything just floods, and it's like a pool for like a week before it starts soaking in. Down here I did cut in because you notice I built up my base. But down here, let's see, this is quite a bit off the ground, like a good foot, believe it or not. I have a frame, and like I did with the wall here, I know this is probably giving you a headache, like right here, those are all the way across from the bottom with 2-foot pile of pine needles, which crushes down to about 3 or 4 inches. So after, on top of that, some cardboard, just so whatever I might have trying to poke through the bottom won't actually reach my tent, or at least it'd be a lot harder. Anyway, here's my tent. This is my beautiful spot. I was just gonna go out, blow the shofar. As the sun was going down, I decided, well, I'll go ahead and make a video log. Nothing to really hang any of my clothes from in my tent. So, plastic bag. These are all my dress clothes for synagogue and Shabbat. And here's my other line. You can't really see it. It's black paracord. You can kind of pick it up. That paracord. It goes from tree to tree. It's sunny. As sunny as you get. And anyway, I still love this spot. Now, actually, the guy I met a guy named Brian. He came, met him over at the Pilot. He's a good guy. He got me into bicycle builds. That's what I forgot to show you. I'll do it later. I'm building an 80cc China doll motor on a bicycle. Ordered all the parts separate. So it's an actual it's a real build as you go along project. But now I got all the parts. I got the engine and stuff like that. So I just need to slap it together. This was the base. He was a good kid. He actually left with seats on. So, you know, and he goes to Rabbi with me. Goes down to Shabbat. And kids come a long way. He he came uncovenanted, left covenanted. Now I got to install the importance of Pesach on his heart. Hey, because Pesach's coming up again. I don't mind paying for it. But he has to realize that we have to hold our Father's holy days as Torah. It's not like a birthday or anything like that where you can do it or you don't have to do it. You got to do it. These are his holy days, his celebrations. They're not supposed to be doing Christmas. But, okay, there's the base. He went smart though. He went to cinder block and stuff like that. Let's see, cinder block down below, plywood on top. a bit of a barrier, and he actually had, I have a picture of it, he actually had a four-cornered pyramid teepee. Anyway, I'm at 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and go below this so far. Anyway, I'll try to do more video logs because I like looking back on them. And it's just I kind of regret not filming this whole year. I've been blessed and met some good people. I feel at peace here. Father, no one's kicked me out in a year. Can you believe that? I mean, serious. Because look how close I am. Look, I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's see. Way back there. I mean, not way back there. There's the McDonald's sign. And the sun's not gonna let me do it. The McDonald's there. That's the. Okay. This right here. Pilot McDonald's. This right here. You can actually see that. Over there is maybe traffic cam, because the freeway's right here. Those are those trucks abandoned. It's my camp. It's this beautiful wooded area. No one could sell it or something. I heard that what I'm standing on are just piles of rubbish. Well, I know they are. I dug into them. So yeah, it's just a pile of rubbish. Guess there was an old factory out here. They broke it down. What I was told by one person, so I don't have two or more as witnesses on this, but he said the city inmates came out and were cleaning up all the rubble and stuff. So if that's true, this is city property. And I don't mind being on city property because it's only the cops or the sheriffs that'll tell me to leave. And if I'm not like dirtying up my camp, which I don't, I keep a clean camp. You know, I'm trying to stay out of sight, out of mind. My tarp is brown. It's not like cop blue, like here I am, cop blue. You know, there's a guy that comes by on a tractor, but they're working over this way. This way is pilot's here. There's a hill there. They're bringing it down, so I think he lives in a mansion way over that way. Not way over that way. And I think his workers come from his property where the tractor is right through here. They know I'm here. One of the guys' name is Jason. He was really cool. I think I mentioned that on one of my old videos, but it's been a year. So anyway, I'm at 13 minutes. So, camera work really shaky. I'll get it as I come along. But anyway, it is. Peace out. It is. Oh, that doesn't work. I don't know. It's the first or something. It'll be in the metadata. Anyway, peace out, guys. Or peace out, me. Adios. Bye-bye. Alright, I'm coming out of my camp. There's Brian's tent right there. And there's mine way back over there. Anyway, just gonna walk out. So, forgive the shakiness. I'm filming this for some new people with Best Shalom. Ashley, Mike. Well, anyway, bad with names. But this is my spot right here. And I'm actually not sure if you can pick this up. You see how close I actually am to the right over there. It's the McDonald's pilot sign. So what I'm gonna do is just keep walking here. You can kind of see my surroundings. Coming in and out of here you have to figure out where stuff like the low sides are and stuff like this. And anyway, I'll show you this right here is the field. That's mine. No one's around here. You can hear the frogs over there and everything. Anyway, I'm actually heading out to meet Ashley, because she's going to probably be watching this, and her husband Michael. Right? Sorry about that, brother. I'll remember it. I'm just terrible with names. But I'm also doing this for a video log because I'm not sure if I ever walked out this way. You can see the only people that actually come out here is the tractors, and it gets muddy. So that's good because I don't have to worry about a bunch of people on ATVs and stuff. Once in a blue moon. So everybody thinks I live way out in the middle of nowhere. I don't. I just live in a tent in a nice little secluded corner out here by the KOA. And this happened that Abba brought me here, which was beautiful, right before COVID. And been up here a year. Nobody's said boo. Talked to the police one time because the shoplifter came back here after stealing from the pilot. They didn't care. Another guy that works up on the hill up here. Let's see, up here. Named Jason. He was a cool guy. That was pretty well the only two people I've seen. And the guy in the tractor, but I think that's Jason. Anyway, I just keep walking and showing. I'm actually holding this camera backwards. It's on front view. I just don't want to flip it around. It does get a little muddy though, as you can tell, if you can tell. Beautiful spot though. It was way better than KOA. KOA had okay campgrounds. If I owned this land, I would turn it into a competing campground. Alright guys, I'm just coming up, turn this around, coming up to the backside of the lot to the pilot. And you see, there it is. There's the trucks. It's all its glory. Anyway, that's the walkthrough from my camp to the pilot. Hasta la bye-bye. Hello, this is Daniel. And this is just the beginning of Yom Kippur. The sun hasn't set yet, and I realized I haven't done a walk around my property in a while. So I'm just doing a little video log. And I've been here a year and a half. Yeah, I've been a year and a half now since I moved here. This is Yom Kippur, and we got Sukkot coming up. So this is like the 15th of September 2021. But I'm tucked way back here. Down here is the road. There's a car you could sit. Over there is KOA. So I actually look down the hill and overlook the KOA. This is my little gate, just to stop a little bit for camouflage, you know, to just kind of make me blend in, but also stop the deers walking through my camp at night, because they can be really loud, even though they're just deers. It's just my animal stopper. You shall not pass. That's all it is. And it helps to camouflage. Originally it was just for camouflage, but it does help cut back on the amount of wildlife coming through here. So we still got a lot of deers that actually go across this way now. They give me a big berth. Anyway, there's my spot. Coming up to my camp. Same thing I got, you can notice on this side, camouflage, an actual little gate with camouflage netting, just to give it a little hiding from the people down below. And this is my tent, and I also do tie it off. Let's see right here. This 3 guidelines going to hold this up, so I have a little bit of an access. There's my interior. Two tarps. So one here, and one's actually tucked up here. I like to keep it open, but it can actually come all the way down and tie off on these down here. And these are just little tape tent hooks that I actually pounded in. This is a log. This is like a little raft underneath here. It's all just like a raft with plywood. Can't really get up under there, but there's plywood under there, which gives me a nice hard floor. Here's my bench. My house, which I love. My seats, right there. The camping seats made out of 550 paracord. I dumped my old food right there for the little rabbits and critters that I got around here. Storage units, bicycles, spot for me to shower up, clean my dishes, and do my laundry with, you can't really see it, cords. I hang my clothes. There's the bucket back there. Kind of keep everything hidden, because as much as possible, keep a clean camp. That way no one, when they do come across my camp, I don't have trash everywhere. I'm trying to stay very compact and very clean. But anyway, these are my little paracord 550s. I had to remove the inside, otherwise it was too bulky. This one's clamped across, so in high winds with elastic, and it's tied off onto the tree up there, which gives me a nice little overhang for breeze to come in and out. And at the same time, that actually holds my tent from falling that way. Sorry, I'm not the best cameraman here. That's my fence. There's my tent. There's my place. That's it. And there's my walk around. And a place I love. The place that Father gave me. Oh, these are quick releases, by the way. So what I have is let's see, I have a loop tied in one side of the string and pull the string through, and then push the string through and pull this. This way you can actually pull it and tighten it, or you can just pull it out, release it, and the whole thing collapses. If it collapses, I can take everything and start tying it off for like high winds. I take this part right here. You notice it's a longer paracord that runs all the way down to here. Well, this part will strap straight down to underneath here. I tie it off here. These two, the outer ones, right, let's see, how's this go? These I drop down to this hole and I pin them back so that they actually tuck over like in the back and hold each other. This one actually right here comes down and ties off on this hook and that hook. And for the tarps, just a lot of rocks. A lot of rocks. As long as the wind doesn't actually get underneath, it won't cause a parachute effect. Alright, this is a continuation of that last video. I think it cut off as soon as I was talking about the parachute effect on my tent. As long as everything's strapped down, the wind can't get up underneath the tarp, then it won't blow it up like a balloon and go airborne. I have the actual spikes for it, but it needs to be taken apart once in a while, you know, disassembled, let everything air out. Anyway, I was kind of around this area. This is all just wood. Working wood I have nothing to do with. That was Brian's project when he was staying here, when he had his camping area over there. Here's my closet, my cooking station, my cast iron pan, and these are all my clothes for Shabbat. So yeah, they're all dress clothes. But sometimes bugs like to get up under there, little bees and stuff, and ants even, and make their own little home. So that's all my dress clothes that need to stay hung up. That way, once in a while water gets through here, you know, and I do have to hang them out up on this thing. This also is the pole I use for marking out a 10 by 10 section. See, this is depth and width, because it's actually 9 by 10. So if I want to make it exact, I usually just 10 by 10 is the proper way. So you have to lay a foundation. Like this all fills up with water down here, and I learned the hard way. You can see it right here. This was all pond. I try to put my tent here because it's a nice little spot, but I didn't make a raft. I didn't bring it up, elevate it off the ground. Like you can see in the distance over there, that was his elevation to get off. Same thing, he set up a camp over there. It rained really hard that night. He ended up having to get into my teepee, and even because he became a waterbed with, but even my teepee ended up being that way because I wasn't elevated properly. This obviously still is the crapper. There's my digging tools, and if you notice it from last time, it has opened up a lot. Those are beans. I still keep throwing a handful of seeds after I dig a hole, dig a crap in it. Alright, this is video 3. I don't know where it cut off because it's the buttons. My fingers keep hitting these Vixie buttons or whatever. Samsung puts these buttons in awkward spots. Anyway, this is still the restroom area. So I throw beans in it, just, I don't know. I'm not going to eat the beans, but the rabbits love them. So I do that maybe someday when I leave this spot and come back. It'll be wild beans growing everywhere. But this is thinned out a whole lot because of me cutting off limbs so I can have a spot to properly dig a hole, burn the toilet paper, bury it, throw a few beans in it, and throw some rocks on it after bury it. That way I keep going around in a circle this way. And after about a year, that's gonna be some really good dirt after a while. It really is. Now the beans might be taking out nutrients or whatever, and it's probably best not to do the beans, but I don't know, I'm in the habit of doing it. I want to see which beans would grow out from the bag, which beans would actually just grow by throwing them and not actually planting them in the ground. I use this as an experiment. I put 5 beans in each one of these holes, and believe it or not, I had about 3 of them sprout per spot. I mean, yeah, about 2 to 3 of them per 5 beans. But then the rabbit found it and ate them all up. What he does is he eats the leaves before they get to start growing. But even then, they don't really have anything to climb. Anyway, this was his tent, because originally he set up here and the same thing, it filled up with water. And so he started grabbing bricks. He put the plywood on top and had a little teepee that he made, which was pretty awesome. I'm using the plywood. This is one of the entrances. Cut out. There's spiders everywhere. And this used to have a path that went straight out this way, but it's all grown back, which I like. Is now the only way to actually get out is to go way down that way. So following this all the way that way, and then through the back side of the field. This way I have less people wandering up on me. Well, actually, technically, I haven't really had anybody that I know of. Jason came through on the tractor one time. But they all leave me alone. I know they know I'm here. It's just, I'm not. The locals that drive through on the tractor, there is a road over here. They drive through and they know I'm back there, but I don't bring any harm to anything, so they leave me alone. I keep a clean camp. They've actually mowed out my paths before. He actually cut with a chainsaw a tree that fell over on one of my paths so I could get through with my bicycle. That was kind of nice. I just noticed that the other day. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Father's giving me a beautiful spot. I'm the only one out here. They all work way up there. There's a hill, and this is the shortcut. They don't technically own this property, I don't think. I think it's a development company in Chattanooga that owns it. So, but they do use it as a shortcut. Anyway, and that's the path I take to get out. And I go this way, and all the way down that way. Beautiful spot here. I'm very close to everything. You probably hear the traffic in the back. That's because there's a freeway. Way, not even way that far. Just past my camp about, I don't know, 2 football fields. Anyway, I haven't been making video logs, and my SD chip is big enough to hold all this, so sure might as well. Started recording my whole trip over here from Hawaii Then I just laid off after a while. Just doing tourist study. A lot of Bible study, that's all. Alright guys. So anyway, this is how a hobo lives out here. My garage. So that's my electric bike. And that's my motorized bicycle back there, which I need to get up and running again. See, it's got an engine on it. You wouldn't think a hobo would have an electric bike and a motorbike out in the... But that's how we roll. No, it's just transportation. Otherwise, I can't get back and forth to the synagogue. And tomorrow we got Yom Kippur, so I'm gonna be shutting this off now. Just want to do a video log update, and I'll try and do them a little bit more often between work and studies. Oh yeah, I'm working now too at the pilot, but I got the next 15 days off. Yay! To do Sukkot. I'll do some filming there. Alright, bye bye. So, anyway, here we go. I'm coming up. It's a beautiful day. Just want to film something. A little video log. I'm coming up to 2 years now. In about 2 weeks. I'm going to do a walkthrough of my camp. Not right now, but as you see, it's a beautiful day. Let's see, doing some cooking. But anyway, yeah, I just decided to make a small video just because to remind myself I got 2 days and I want to at least do once a year. And anyway, let me turn this around. Just do a little. This is my camp after 2 years. I'll show you one thing I have actually. I got right here. This is my doorway. So my mezuzah, and I was gonna hang it over here because technically this is my gate. I figured that's my threshold right over there. See the two trees? Two trees. You got one right there, and the other one right there. But I don't know if I really. I guess I expanded a little. I made this gate better. You can see I actually tied off the gate. And I leaned more trees up against it, where it was kind of choppy last time. But I wasn't trying to make a real full-on gate. This time, you can kind of see all these trees right here are just broken off. So, there's one, and then I made this one. So, let's see if we can get this. So there's one, you go around one. And there's another one right here. Right here. And these are actually palm trees. They're not real trees. Kind of just put it up as a camouflage. And this is just a video log. I'm not worried about the film work. But this is the new one. Not much going on past that. I'm still trying to stay all consolidated to one little spot. Put up my mezuzah right here, which is a nice one. It's not a kosher one. Kosher, it has to be on parchment paper and stuff like that. And written by a real scribe. You know, it is what it is. It's the best I'm doing right now. I'm not going to spend the money on a kosher one. But, I mean, I'm not saying anything against kosher. I'm just, you know, that There's nothing about these seats either. You know, but this is my door. This is the garment that covers me. This was a good purchase. I got this through Amazon just because everything's been thinning out so much. So you can kind of see it from the distance. That this road right here, well, it's a shortcut. Let's see if I can get it. There's a shortcut that goes through, right? And then this way, all the way across to the white things. But it's thinned out on the blackberry bushes back there, all back through. So this is the same color as the surroundings, and you can see it easily fits in. I mean, it's pretty nice. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to like look like I was hiding up here. You can see my gate. Those are all these fallen trees are dragged up. Not trees, I mean they're like young trees. They seem to fall over once they get a 6-inch diameter. So most of those are 2 or 3 inch diameters. That's what I'm just using the deadfall. So I'm not cutting down any trees. That's the last thing I want to do. Let them grow in as natural camouflage. But I do have my storage unit right here. Still, that's new. I gotta watch my food here. Just keep the camera going. Right now I'm cooking. You see, cooking beans, garbanzo beans, black beans, corn, okra, tomatoes. Over here I got my jalapenos. The cheese is going to go on top after I put the instant rice in. Now people, it's instant rice, whatever. It's a good belly filler, and I figured this is healthy enough to make up for the well, basically the lack of nutrients in the rice. Or no, and rice is rice though, you know. Yeah, I got brown instead of white, so I'm trying to, you know, instant brown rice. What good is that? But yeah, that's cool. For the price, it was 3 sheets of 3 feet, like 45 feet or something. So I had to cut it in 3-foot intervals, which it wasn't really 3 feet. It started off as 3 feet and then kind of expanded to 4 feet and then knocked down to like 2.5 feet. So I mean, it wasn't the straightest cut in the world. But luckily these things stretch pretty good. And I still got this all. This is right here, let's see. This is actually holding up my tent because of all the weight that might be applied to it. It's kind of reversing the tug I have on the front part for my you know, there's quite a bit of a tug here, even though these are elastic, you know, and you know, you can see that I got them. These are just quick release. Pull them out, the whole thing flops down. There. I wasn't gonna do a walk around, but I ended up. Now remember, this is winter, so let's see. Under my bed, I keep my bed made up. Believe it or not, the smallest amount of that's my closet. Let's call it my closet. I got parts in it, motor bicycle parts, refrigerator. Just got this electric station right here. See, that's so I don't have to. I mean, I can charge up my phone a lot of times with that. It's got all the different plugs and stuff too. But basically, I just use these two. Underneath my bed now, whole lot of books. I've got a lot of reading to do, and that's all books over there. See right here, books behind books. This is all books all the way across there. Well, all books all the way across. I got bags of books over there, and most of them aren't even opened. And I'm not the fastest reader. I got a compulsion with actually that's my addiction, is buying books faster than I can read them. But that's because I got thrift bookstore. So, and Abbey Books, ABE Books, which is, I think, between those two, I can find almost any book for really cheap. And anytime either Rico Cortez or Joseph Good mentions a book and holds up one, that's my life. I end up going out and purchasing it. So, hang on a second. Sorry, I'm still in my pajamas. It's my one day off. I got Torah study later. It's Rosh Hashanah right now. Not Rosh Hashanah. Anyway, it's the new moon. Oh, I'm sorry. I blanked out. Anyway, this is it. Give you a distance of my tent. See? From a distance, you can't even see it really. Now you can't see that. And that's what my tent would look like, because I got two tarps. But this is my clothing. So this is actually my closet. Yeah, the black bags underneath. This I just open up right here. This is to stop the water from going through the cuts on the top of the bags that have the see, this is just how it was last time. Just a bag, but the water, when it would rain, go down through here. And I tried wrapping a bag around it like this one. It still like to, on a heavy rain, like to come over. So I had this extra tarp anyway. I just hang it over the top, and that seems like it keeps out more bugs too. Looks a little more ghetto. Comparably for being up here 2 years, I've kept it clean. I take out my trash every time. Everything here I've trained. I'm very self-conscious when it comes to cleanliness and actually being seen. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm really big on trying to stay out of sight, out of mind. But unfortunately, being up here for 2 years, pretty well every, I mean, it's not like people don't know I'm there. That's the restroom, right? Bury your crap and all that. No, anyway, I'll do a walkthrough. More or less did already, but I'll do another walkthrough later on. I'm gonna go eat some dinner. Anyway, bye-bye. Well, this is June 22nd. Yeah, June 22nd, 2023. Anyway, I'm just finishing up on my bike. I took down my old garage right here. You know, it's like between these two trees right here. I'm locked up against the center one. That was my old garage. Look at this. The old rope, after a while, left a nice indentation into the, yeah. But I'm leaving up my tent, so actually it's just my tarp and my Gillings net with the frame that it's connected to. I'm gonna leave that, the tent. I left a few tools and stuff. I'm planning on coming back. So you see, I got some seats that they might want. Anyway, it's an open camp. Some soap, bottles for waters, 5-gallon bucket. So I'm pretty sure that's coming out. Anyway, 5-gallon bucket and all that stuff. That's way if anybody wants to camp here, they'll be able to camp here. This has been a wonderful spot for 2.5 years. I mean 3.5 years. But it's time for me to move on. I got an adventure in Israel awaiting me, but right now I'm just gonna, I still gotta get a hold of Social Security and stuff like that. If I'm gonna be out, I'm gonna be gone for a while. Obviously they don't want to do anything over there, like I'm trying to schedule my evaluation early, because it's been like over 2.5 years since I've done an evaluation, and evaluations every like 3 years. I don't want to go over to Israel and all of a sudden it's like, no, you got to come back for a year. And I really don't want them to know I'm going out of state, because I think it's like every month that you leave, they require you to be a month in state to continue with your Social Security and all that stuff. But anyway, that's my tent. That I've had a teepee before this one, and this one's been rock solid ever since. You can see it's that ghillie net was probably the best purchase I've ever made. I didn't want it at first because I didn't want them to think I was up here cooking something or growing something, or trying to hide. I was trying to be somewhat visual, but at the same time I put up these fences all the time. Like I've gone all over this before, but these are not really double benefit. They go up and down, so they mimic the tree line. Side to side like this one, it's not that good. It shows up better from a distance away, where like from a distance you can't even really tell. You can kind of tell those are gates because you can see the sidebar. But other than that, it would just look like a wild bush. So I'm making this video. I'm hitting the road, and I'm gonna. I swear, I keep saying this, and I keep saying this, and I keep saying this, is that I'm gonna document my life better, because I spend all my time. I mean, I live a life of trying to figure out a better adventure. I mean, Elohim, Hashem, is the best adventure in the world. But I'm reading a book, God in My Backpack. Awesome book. And it inspires me that I can get out on the road and remain kosher on my food. Shomer Shabbat, that's the main thing, is kosher and Shomer Shabbat. Shomer Shabbat's pretty easy. They just pull over, turn it off, unhook the negative terminal on my battery. So, and make up a little arrow. I'm gonna have to figure out that. I know I can do it with clothesline, 4 poles, tied off to trees, and it's all gonna be an adventure to actually do all this. Anyway, right now I'm just kind of taking a last walk around, looking at everything. I do not believe I'm coming back. This has been, well, I'm gonna come back towards the end of July, maybe the beginning of August. I know later than August 15th is the longest Andrew wants before he buys my car. And that's the big ticket item. That'll pay for my airplane trip out there and much more. But I don't know if this will be back, still here. No one's ever tampered with my stuff since I've been here. Really not seen anybody. Seemed like a handful of people. Jason, the guy I first met when I first started camping out here, he knows I'm out here, leaves me alone. It's funny, I kind of regret not being a little more friendly with him. There's one of my gates. Here's one of my gates. But I have that mentality, the homeless mentality, stay out of sight, out of mind. And that involves trying to avoid anybody, even though he knows I'm here. You know, it's like, oh no, you know, I gotta hide from the persons. Anyway, here's my last look at my tent. Some tape on the ground, that's where the bugs like to eat through. Not sure if that comes up, yeah. That's just tape. But yeah, so it's an empty nest now. I'm gonna leave this up. I left one garbage can in the corner. Man, I miss this spot, you know, I really am. But I came out here to find Elohim, and I found Elohim. And now I have the rest of my life to get to know him better. And that's what I'm doing right now. Because I realize I don't need, it's not commanded to gather on Shabbat. It's commanded not to do any malaka, any work. And that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, one last look. I gotta have both my hands free for my bike. It's electric. I haven't been able to sell yet. I was hoping to get 1,000 for it. I paid 17. It's a good little bike. It's an awesome bike, actually. Let's see. It's cause wheel. Pretty nice. Anyway, shalom, shalom. I'm gonna turn it off. But anyway, everybody, hasta la bye-bye, and peace and shalom to all. Loving kisses, little kisses.